Okay, hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Two Dogs. I'm Dr. Inky.
And I'm Dr. Ellie.
And today we have a rather interesting topic. Now, Ellie, have you ever tricked someone to get your way?
Well, I do that quite often. If anyone knows me, I'm quite a
trickster.
prankster. I'm quite a trickster. How about you? Have you been?
Okay, I mean, telling.
Has anyone taken advantage of you?
Taken
Not just a trick, but
advantage.
taken advantage to make you do something more against your will.
I would say probably taken advantage of. I wouldn't say taken advantage, but I had done things for families and friends without asking for anything in return, but nothing much about taken advantage of. However, there was one time a long time ago. I was actually called by. I picked up the phone.
All right.
And on the other side of the phone, it was my cousin. So this cousin of mine was actually working in China for a couple of years now.
Okay.
So as he spoke over the phone, he sounded a lot like my cousin, and he was asking for help.
All right.
He said, Inken, so he spoke in Mandarin.
Okay.
So he said, Inken, I got in a little bit of trouble.
All right.
Yeah. So he actually told me up front. I went to prostitution then.
Oh wow.
All right.
Okay.
And it was raided by police.
All right.
And now I am in the police station.
Okay.
And I need a little bit of help. All right, I need a little bit of money to bail me out. As you know, I have no family here. I'm here on a job, and I'm low on cash. You know, I need your help.
Okay.
Could you loan me some cash? Then after that, when I'm back in Malaysia, I will pay you back. So naturally, my instinct was to actually help my cousin. I said, you know what? Really, my cousin's in trouble.
Yeah.
And exactly. And I actually grew up with my cousin. So he's a couple of years younger than me. But every so often, now and then, once a month, he comes to my house and we'll play together. So I'm pretty close with him.
All right.
However, something was off. Was the way he spoke Chinese.
Huh.
He spoke Chinese without a Malaysian accent. So I said, you know what? You call me back in 5 minutes.
Right.
So I hung up the phone.
Okay.
And coincidentally, I was with my parents, and I was telling my parents we were having breakfast. So I was telling my parents this thing happened. And my parents said, "Are you sure?" Okay, never mind. The next thing happened is the person called again. All right, I picked up the phone, and then the person over the other side of the line, he introduced himself again as my cousin. He said, "How do you have the money for me?" And then what I did was I spoke in Malay. I spoke in Malay. And then you could hear that the other person on the other side of the line started panicking.
Yeah.
I was speaking Malay. And then I was telling stuff like, if you're really my cousin and you grew up in Malaysia for the past 18 to 19 years, you can speak Malay.
Yes.
Right? I want to hear. I want you to speak to me in Malay.
Right.
And I spoke everything in Malay, and he couldn't. And he just kept Mandarin. And I told him, you know what? I'm just going to shut you off here. Right? You're not my cousin. I'm just going to switch it off. Now, I'm one of the lucky ones because I managed to catch. I managed to sniff a little bit of deceit there much early on. But I think a lot of people weren't that lucky.
Yes. This is a true story, and that brings to our topic for today, which is we're going to talk about have you been scammed, and we're going to try to debunk some of the scams out there, and hopefully we manage to catch some of it before you've been scammed, or we'll tell you some of the close calls that both of us have or some of our friends have. Yeah. It's very scary how
it is, actually.
How easily people can be scammed.
Yeah.
And similar thing happened to me. So what happened was we will start with this so-called phone scams. So that one was a phone call in, right?
Phone cam, yeah.
There's another one that is SMS. They'll send by message, whether is it by messenger or by SMS or even by WhatsApp. So I got the one that's very popular is also Facebook Messenger. So I got one from my sister. So text me and said that she needed some money. Same thing. It's always the whole money game. And said that, she'll pay me back soon, everything. It's quite a bit of emergency. Her pay hasn't come in. So I could sort of like sniff that something is not right because my sister has never asked me for a single cent. Ever. She's got pride and I'm too stingy. No, actually I will lend, but she's never asked. So So I just said, okay, right. By the way, are we meeting this weekend at our parents' place? And I know my parents are not around. So she says, yes, just like the normal time. I said, okay, fine. I'll let you know in a while. And I just block it out. But that's me. So I blocked it out, and of course I reported to my sister, and at least I didn't get scammed. Then we had to go and tell everyone that this account has been created, which is that famous. People would duplicate accounts just to scam each other and use close relationships as a form of trying to get money out of you. So that is one of the easiest scam, but it's very emotional.
Yes.
When those kind of things happen.
Yeah, usually they plead with. So usually there is a few modus operandi. First of all, it's the urgency. They tell you, I need it now. I'm in trouble.
Yep.
Or something along the line like, you know what? I'm sure you've received calls like this. You know, we're calling from court. We're calling from the police station, and you have a pending case going on.
Yes.
So they always sound urgent. So hence, once it's urgent, you tend to panic.
Yes.
Right?
You don't think rationally anymore.
Exactly. Your flight or fight mechanism is activated, and because of that. And a lot of times they don't ask for a lot of money. They don't ask for like I need 20,000 ringgit, 50,000. No, they always ask I need 2,000 ringgit, 1,000 ringgit, because they know if it's a little bit of money, you would just without thinking you would just transfer it to them. Right. So hence that's why usually they always sound urgent, and then more often than not they actually they find out who are the close relatives, and they try and scam the person's profile whom they have duplicated.
Yes, and that's the dangers of social media sometimes. You know, when you put in, like on Facebook, you've got your parents, your sisters, your brothers, your spouse, your close friends. That's how they find you, and they start profiling you. I think the easiest way, like you said, be someone that you're close and start doing it.
Yeah.
And I think they go by cycles. They go by cycles.
Right. Now, I found a statistic in 2019. All right. Very interesting statistic in 2019 regarding phone scams and SMS scams.
All right.
Malaysia ranks top 20 in terms of phone scams.
As in, like, we scam people, or we fall for the scam?
As in you receive an average amount of phone scams per month.
Wow.
So apparently in 2017, phone scams were roughly about six phone call scams a month. It means a person will receive up to 6 phone call scams a month. And in 2019, it actually went up to 8 phone call scams a month.
A month,
right? So we are ranked something like 17 or 18 in the top 20 list. Now, number 1 on the list was Brazil.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Okay, I give you a ballpark lah. Right? Can you just estimate how many phone scams do an average Brazilian get per month?
We get 8.
We get roughly about 8.
Brazilians.
We are ranked 17. Brazil is ranked number 1.
I'm going to go 30, one a day.
Oh, you're far, man. They get on an average 46 phone scams a month.
Wow.
So means that on a daily basis,
1.5 calls.
they get 1.5 calls.
1.5 calls.
Which is a scam. Right?
But that should make them quite immune, you know? It's
actually.
Scam.
Yeah, likelihood.
Yeah.
And then SMS scams. Malaysia, we get roughly about, again, I think I read the statistic, we're in the top 20, roughly about 17 to 18 SMS a month. But however, SMS is easy. You know, you just blast it out and see who replies.
Yeah.
Even today itself, I received a phone scam. You know, on the other side of the line, they spoke with broken Malay and they claimed they were from court and I had a pending case. The moment I heard the broken Malay, and most of the time, right, it will always be some from random mobile number.
Yep.
And
it's not the fixed 5-digit number.
Yeah. I mean, why would a court use a mobile number to call you?
Correct.
Right. So the moment I heard it, I just hung it up.
It's always the same.
Yeah, it's always
Ini adalah
yes.
Something. Daripada
Kami
Mahkamah
daripada
Tinggi.
Yeah, I've heard everything from we are from MACC to I'm from Bukit Aman, from LHDN. I've heard it all. A lot of times I just hang it up.
But do you know why a lot of people fall for these scams?
No, why?
Well, for one, if like you, Inky, if you and I've got nothing to hide,
Yep.
no one can scam you that easily.
True.
You know, if you don't run from tax,
True.
you don't have corruption cases.
Mm-hmm.
When they call you, the only thing they probably can catch is maybe this is from the insurance company and you have not paid up your premium. Perhaps you missed that premium. You know, but other than that, it's highly unlikely unless someone's going to sue me. But again, they're going to serve you a lawyer letter before that.
True.
So, whereas people who fall for it might somehow have done something that actually caused them to be in a position whereby they question themselves. You know, imagine if you didn't pay tax for 5 years, or you've sort of like, you know, undercut yourself. You didn't pay the full amount. And suddenly LHDN calls you and say, you have an outstanding of 200,000. Now, if your salary was like 5,000, you're never going to hit that 200,000.
Of course.
But if somehow you had some secret stash,
yes,
and it did amount to that much, you will start panicking. And you might just entertain and say, okay, where is this leading me? Where is this leading me? So I think that's why those scams still work, because there are people who are kind of like, you know.
Yes, they are. Because end of the day, all of us do a little bit. I mean, we do try and bend the law sometimes. You know, we drive a little bit faster than the speed limit allows. You know, a lot of people tend to under-declare the income on their income tax. You know, it's like, okay, we're going to claim back a little bit. Maybe just about an extra 100, 200 ringgit, you know. So people tend to try and bend I won't say break the law, but bend the law. And then it's like whenever you drive by a police car, you tend to want to sit up straight, drive properly, with two hands on the wheels.
Correct.
Even though technically you didn't do anything wrong. But the moment there's a presence of an enforcement officer, straight away the fear is there. Yeah. So probably these scam artists also prey on that.
Yeah, so there's probably some kind of science behind, you know, them doing it repetitively enough, and some people actually fall for it. And therefore it's been used over and over and over. But that's phone-in scams, and usually it's from places of authority that will freak you out.
Yes.
So it will include. So this is for everyone out there. So if you get from the High Court, LHDN, MACC, JPJ, PDRM, please verify. It's okay to hang up the phone.
Yeah, it's okay to hang up the phone.
It's really okay to hang up the phone. It's okay to even wait, because usually they don't really give you an automated call.
Yes, that's right.
It will still be served to you.
Yeah.
Registered mail. Shove it into your door somehow, or you will have to receive it. Somebody has to sign off for it.
Yes,
at the very least.
That's right.
Not just an SMS that says you've got that. So please, even if you've been bending it like Beckham, don't worry. They still need to serve it to you.
Yes, they still need to give you a lawyer's letter.
Don't worry that, you know, it's a straight up penalty. It's just, if you bend it, don't worry. Just go and search for it and verify it. You know.
Yep.
So that's that. Love scams.
Love
scams.
Someone cheats you. Someone's using love to cheat your life savings.
Let's start with the gentle one, which is cheating your life saving. For a lot of us, it's painful enough, but it's already, we would say, the more gentle version of a love scam. So it's quite amazing, Inky. You know, every month, maybe 2 or 3 articles will come out about this love scams. And I'm surprised. I will be very honest. I'm surprised that it will involve government servants, teachers, who might lose 150, 200,000, sometimes even up to 500,000.
Yes, that's right.
For one, I'm amazed they saved that much. Not looking down at anyone, but I'm just saying, in today's time, to save 500,000 for a normal worker is quite amazing. So losing that, or maybe taking family savings, borrowing from relatives, it's amazing. But that is probably one of the scams that occurs so common. And it comes out, and you know, we would think people would sort of like learn from it, from others, and don't fall for it, but it just keeps on repeating. And it doesn't matter whether are you in the government sector, are you in the private sector, it doesn't matter whether are you a clerk, or even if you're CEO of some company, it all comes out.
Actually, one of the more amazing statistics is they actually did find out that majority of the people that fall for this kind of love scams or these phone scams are actually people who are educated, and because it's majority of it's educated people, whereby of course number one there's ego, and there's always saying, you know what, this will not happen to me. Yeah, you know, the one that the scams happen to were uneducated, and because of the ego thing, they usually will fall for it. And secondly, because generally people with a university degree have a better paying job, hence they would have a better salary and more savings, and most of the scams are actually targeted at them. Yeah.
Yep.
So what you will realize is that most of these educated people, you know, the teachers, even clerks themselves, but some of the clerks are actually educated as well, will draw their life savings on top of that. And that's another statistic I actually saw, which was very interesting, was this statistic was actually based in Australia. So what they did was they actually looked at the phone scams. They realized that throughout all the demographic, throughout all the age groups, the level of people being scammed is roughly the same, except at the age of retirement. At the age of retirement, the rate goes up 2 to 3 times. Now, the reason why is this. Most people, when they retire, they have a retirement fund.
Yes.
All right. In Malaysia, we have our EPF.
Correct.
And most of the time, we do not withdraw it at one go. We keep it there and withdraw it as time goes by.
Yes.
Now, these people, when they scam them, they know that these 60 to 65-year-old are sitting on hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of retirement fund.
Correct.
And they can slowly scam it out of them. And they are ripe for the taking.
Yes. And most people at that age would have said, I've worked so hard all my life, it's time for me to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
So that's the mentality. And even if they said time for a new life, okay, I mean, I'm not going to discriminate anyone who says, okay, though I don't encourage it, but, you know, if they said, okay, I want to go on a long holiday with someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But that's the point whereby they said they because I've known so many who actually say, okay, I've reached that point, I've done everything, and now I've got this life savings, I want life 2.0.
Yeah.
So when life 2.0 starts, anyone who comes in to sweeten life 2.0, it's there for the taking, as you say. They will just you know, give them whatever they want, and your life saving goes to wherever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So people who are in your ripe age of 2.0 life or 3.1, whatever, just be careful, all right? We're just saying, you know, from the two dogs, from the bottom of our heart, from Dr. Inky and myself, we're far from there, but we're just going to say it out loud because we've done some research, and we're just saying, be careful.
Yeah, you really have to be careful. Because a lot of times, especially the love scams, they know that there are certain people, and trust me, they've done their research. They track you on social media, and now everyone's on social media.
Correct.
They know you're single, maybe you're divorced, maybe you're a widow or widower.
Yep.
Your significant other has already passed away, and you need companionship for the next maybe 10, 15 years of your life.
Years.
Yep. And they know that you're sitting on large retirement fund.
Correct.
And then they would then approach you, you know, sweet talk you, you know, honey this, honey that.
Yep.
And then the next thing you know, they say, you know what, I want to come over. All right, I want to meet you in person.
Yes.
However, I need you to settle certain things for me. I can't leave the country because I have certain debts going on, certain loans going on. So I need you to help me clear the loans. So a lot of times it's probably something small, a couple of thousand here and there. And you think to yourself, you know what, I've been chatting with this person for a long time. You know, I trust this person.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Then it's a small sum. It's okay. I'll just transfer a little bit. Then of course on the other side say, oh, thank you so much. Then after a while they say, you know what, it's not as easy as it seems. You know, there's a processing fee behind. Exactly. There's a penalty fee behind. Yeah. So I need you to pay more and more and more.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, then they'll probably say, I'm flying to your country now.
Yes.
I bought the plane. I need you to buy the plane ticket for me. So,
correct.
So you've already given them the money, and then they say, you know what, I'm stuck in immigrations now.
Yep.
Yeah,
now my passport.
My passport
not valid for some reason. Yeah.
So you end up paying everything. Then the next thing you know, they don't pick up your call.
Correct. And then you're left wondering what happened.
Yeah,
Most of the time, you're not even bothered about the cash.
Yeah.
You're like thinking, did they get
Yeah,
deported?
yeah. Did they get did they get arrested?
Did they get arrested? Where are they? Then you might start panicking and make a police report and file a police report saying that your love interest has gone missing.
Yeah.
In actual fact, they are missing, just missing with your money. That's
Yes, exactly.
Let's be really careful, guys, girls, whoever it
Do
is.
you have any personal experience of someone trying to scam you through the love scam method?
Oh yes. So love scams, yes. So personally, they come usually through Facebook.
All right.
A lot of it is through Facebook. So they would scam, and they would try to pick things out from you, and then they'll tell you about themselves, and then they'll try to send photos of themselves to you. I usually stop most of the time. I don't even bother. However, for the interest of today's show,
All right, Dr. Ali has something very, very juicy.
someone tried
Tell
to
you.
someone tried to scam me. So I had some fun. So you guys, if you really want to have fun, take these scammers as a way
Yep.
to release some tension. And
Yep,
I'm going to show you. I'm
exactly,
going to show you.
exactly.
This happened like what, 2 days ago? Perfect.
Yeah, just in time for the podcast.
Just in time for the podcast. So this is very common. Your Facebook profile already states where you're
Where you're
from
from.
anyway. And then they're still going to ask you where you're from. And even when I say I'm from Afghanistan, then they'll give me some bullshit place. That's fine. How old are you? I bullshit my age. It doesn't matter. It goes on. They ask me if I'm married. I say I'm married at age 22 with 3 kids. And they still go on and they're like, are you lonely?
Yes,
And I said,
a lot of times.
Yeah, so they ask you, what are you doing? So that's the modus operandi, So they ask, what are you doing? And truth be told, it's a bit sensitive, but I just said, I'm in hospital. Why? Oh, I've got cancer. Then is it, would you like to video call me? I'm like, what?
Has nothing to do with the conversation.
It's got nothing to do with conversation. It's not like as though they're paying
there's
attention.
There's no flow to conversation.
And then they say, I'm going to show you my
naughty bits.
my
lah,
naughty
basically.
bits, and you show me your naughty bits. Would you like to join me? And this is what I reply: this is sinful. Don't do it. You will burn in hell in the flames of the fire of eternal flames. And they go, oh, join me or not? And then here comes the fun part. I start going, quoting lyrics. And if you guys can catch it, you'll see, close your eyes, give me your hand. It's actually from Eternal Flame, from the Bangles. Then they go. They don't really care what you say. I'm so horny. Don't worry. It'll be more fun. Do you feel my heart beating? Do you understand? Do you feel the same? They really, really don't get it. They really don't get it. And trust me, when this starts, my objective was to see how far of lyrics I can push before they realize I'm just scamming them. I'm just wasting their time, and I'm going to use this as content for my show. I'm very happy to tell you, Ingi, I actually finished the whole song with them.
You really?
I finished the whole song. I swear to you, I finished until the last lyric, and there's even one part that says, how does the song goes? It's something about, oh yes, say my name.
Yes.
Sun shines through the rain. So when I say my name, they actually replied Ellie.
So do you manage to, because I saw the last line was I'll call you. So do you manage to get them to call you?
Yeah, they called, but of course I didn't pick up. I was continuing with my lyrics until the end. And then I wanted to go song number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so I try to use Adele's Hello.
Okay.
So it goes, hello, it's me. They actually reply, hello. But then they realize I'm just, wasting their time. Then they say, okay, bye.
Exactly.
But for people who want to pick out scams, and this is a very common thing that you can actually pick it out. So they would have very funny profile, workplace, Kuala Lumpur, lives in Hong Kong, from Singapore. You're going to see a lot of these. They're just from everywhere. And that is just a red flag. You just got to tell yourself that's a red flag. Don't fall for it. Don't even waste your time talking to any of these people. One of the problems with Inky, like you want to be, you are a public figure, and I'm moving right behind you and trying to be a public figure also. People will just add you,
Yeah, of course,
for no reason.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't know. you can't say no because you don't know whether are they really a patient or not.
True.
So you just okay, fine. But the moment you start talking rubbish, I'll just either block you or I'll just ignore all your messages. But these are the things that's gonna happen to everyone. I'm not saying us. I'm saying everyone. You are going to be scammed.
Yeah.
It's a matter of, are you ready to be scammed or do you want to be scammed? And if you're not ready for it, then you better just prepare yourself to be scammed. And
yeah, exactly. I mean, on social media, especially on Facebook, randomly I'll get like girls adding me, and most of the time the profile pictures they're they're model S kind of great girls.
Oh wait,
They're really really beautiful.
where they from? They're from China?
A lot of times they will claim they're from Malaysia.
No.
Right.
In your aesthetic doctor.
Yeah.
Where do they look like they're from?
They look like they're from China. They look ethnically Chinese. And then when you click on the profile, you realize that they only have like maybe 50 friends, 60 friends.
Correct.
But all the friends are all guys.
Yes. And
It's all guys.
plus, they just started a profile like a couple of months ago.
Yes, exactly.
And it's just got absolutely no content
Yes,
inside.
exactly.
Fun fact, when this so-called Chinese models at you, right? Do you notice one thing?
No.
9 out of 10, I kid you not, 9 out of 10 look the same.
Oh yeah,
They look the same. It's like they went to this I want to be a China model scammer.com and borrowed some photos and they're just going to put it into their profile and they just send it out. Guys, girls, if you don't believe me, anytime when this random Chinese girl adds you, just accept it and just go look at their profile, and I dare you to just collect 10 photos. And I'm quite sure that if I made a bet with you that's to say that 6 out of 10 looks similar, I will win the bet. I will win the bet with 2 extras.
But amazingly enough, it's not only the girls who are scamming, the guys are scamming as well.
You get guys scamming.
No, I don't get guys scamming.
You just said that.
No,
I just said that.
No, I said there are guys scamming girls as well. There are guys scamming girls as well. And it actually happened to someone I know. Actually, probably you also know him as well. He's a doctor. Pretty good looking chap.
Okay.
All right. So his Facebook profile was public.
Okay.
So what happened was this particular scammer took his Facebook profile. He is well spoken. He is well dressed. He's pretty good looking. So this particular scammer took his photos.
Okay.
Created a profile on Tinder.
Wow.
On Tinder, nevertheless.
Wow.
On Tinder. And started swiping on girls.
Okay.
And started messaging them.
Okay.
And then asking for money.
Wow.
So how this friend of ours actually found out was someone actually texted him and asked him, because he was just recently married. And then this friend, his friend texted him saying, hey bro, why are you on Tinder? Aren't you supposed to get married? I swiped and I found you on Tinder. And he was like, I have no Tinder profile. What are you talking about? No. It is exactly, it is you. It has your name, your photo, everything.
Wow.
So the friend of his screenshotted and sent it to him.
Wow.
And then of course, what happened was he actually posted up on Facebook saying, hi, someone else, someone is pretending to be me. I do not have a Tinder profile. And amazingly, random people messaged him later, because I think his friends shared his particular message.
Okay.
And random girls messaged him later and said that, hi, oh, it's not you, is it? Oh, this particular person was asking me for money.
Wow.
And then apparently a couple of girls actually forwarded money to him.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's amazing. So yeah. So the scams not only are not exclusively for guys, but girls get scammed as well.
Yeah. So be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
And we're not. It's non-discriminative.
Yeah.
They're gonna scam both sides. And these are not new. These are not new. Before the days of Facebook and Tinder,
These are not new.
there were email scams.
Oh,
Do you remember email scams?
Yeah. The Nigerian email
Congratulations, sir. You have. I would like to contact you. I'm the son of the.
Yes, I'm
of the ambassador of Nigeria in Malaysia.
Exactly. I have X amount of money stuck in a Western Union account, but I need a little bit of help to process the money.
Correct.
All right.
Then that was the beginning of I think internet scams for the modern day people.
Yeah, it is. However, phone scams actually go way back. So when I was younger, when I was growing up, my dad would actually tell me different phone scams that will happen. So what will happen is, so during the rise of mobile phones, the mobile line. I mean, you can also remember. Sometimes, right, when you walk in the shopping mall, right, certain parts of shopping mall, right, there's no line at all.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So basically, the telecommunications lines were not great throughout the entire, even Klang Valley itself.
Yep.
And now you can get a signal anywhere, but back then, at certain areas of, let's say, even your house, so you can't get a proper line. So one of the stories that my dad told me as I was growing up, say there's this particular syndicate whereby they scam people, and they scam people not for a lot of money, again for a couple of thousands.
Okay.
So what they will do is they will actually track a person. All right. They will find out maybe this person is doing business. Hence, that's why they have a lot of spare cash around. Right. There's always a liquid cash lying around. So what they do is they will stalk this person's either spouse or children to find out their timetable. So what they'll do is they will first call the wife and say that, hi, we are from this telecommunication company.
Right.
We are having an upgrade for our line.
Okay.
We need you to switch off your phone for the next 1 hour. All right,
Oh,
for next 1 hour.
yes,
You need to
yes,
switch off your
yes,
phone for the next
yes,
1 hour
yes.
while we upgrade your line.
Yes.
And after an hour, so from 3 to 4 p.m., we need you to switch off your phone. And on the dot,
They'll
at
call.
3 p.m.,
Yep.
when you switch off your phone,
Yep.
they will then call her husband, say, hi, I have your wife with me. We have just kidnapped her. All right. Do not attempt to call your wife. All right. I know you will attempt to call your wife. You will not be able to get her because we have her here. All right. You don't believe me. You can reach out to your landline and try and give her a call. And lo and behold, you can't get a hold of her. And then once you can't get a hold of her,
You panic.
You panic. And then he'll be on the phone, or the scammer will be on the phone and say, you know what? You do not put down the phone. I want you now go to the nearest ATM. All right. I want you to withdraw 5,000 ringgit and I want you to deposit in this particular account. All right. That's it. Deposit in the account. Then once you've deposited, and then you say, I will release your wife. At 4 p.m., you can call her. And lo and behold, at 4 p.m., you get to call your wife.
Yes.
But after that, you realize, hey, it's all a scam. Your wife was never kidnapped. You just gave 5,000 to someone else.
Yep.
Yeah. So phone scams actually go all the way back.
Yeah. Then that's just the phone scams.
Yeah.
Then there's a scratch and win scam. Now it's not very common.
But it's still going around.
It's still going
apparently.
around.
It's still going around.
Oh my god.
It's still going around. I've never
So
personally seen it.
for the sake of the younger generation, which means you're an old fart.
Yeah, old fun is
What's a scratch and win scam?
Yeah. So what's the scratch and win scam? Come, please enlighten us.
All right. So anyway, it's like lottery. So they usually prey on people who are hanging out near the supermarkets and sometimes even at petrol station.
All right.
So they said, "Oh, come join a free contest.
Okay.
No commitments, nothing.
Okay.
Just scratch and see if you're a lucky lottery winner."
Yes, that's right.
So then when you scratch, then they say, "Oh, you've won a mattress,
Okay.
or you've won a kitchen set."
Okay.
Okay. Now you have to go to this place and collect it.
Okay.
They won't give it to you on the spot. And if you actually did go to the location, then they will lock you into some place.
Yes.
It's scary because half the time you're going alone. You're thinking you're just going there to collect, and they'll just lock you in, and they'll say that you need to pay certain processing fee.
Yeah.
Then they release that to you, and they will tell you they want to follow you to your ATM,
Yes.
withdraw and deposit it straight away.
Yeah.
Then they will just leave you high and dry.
Yes, that's right.
Now that actually happened to one of my wife's cousin. That time she was just a tender age, young, but she followed them. She went to the office, and she refused to leave the office to the ATM
Okay.
because she says, "I want to see my mattress."
Yes. Well, why is it all these scams? It's always a mattress.
Because, like it or not, after you might deny it, but you're actually never happy with your mattress.
True.
Are you happy with your mattress? Be honest. I'm not happy with my mattress. I want to change it for a while. Just haven't gotten around to it. Always waiting for that correct sale. And the day when there's sale is just not the right day.
Yeah.
So a mattress, when someone wants to give you a free mattress, even if it's just going to be a B grade mattress, you're like, oh, new mattress. Huh?
That's right. That's right.
Sleep is important.
That's right. That's right.
Sleep is important. And mattress can
It's
go up
costly,
to
actually.
4 figures,
No,
5
it's-
figures these days.
It's costly. It's costly. I have actually seen a mattress. I think it costs like 15 to 20,000 ringgit.
Yep.
And say, hey, you know what? All the major hotels like Westin or they use the similar mattress.
Yep.
It's about 15,000 a mattress. Oh
Yep.
my god, 15,000, a lot of money.
I still look at it. I think that's the real scam. Like it or not, scam
That's a
me
scam
for
as well.
15,000, swipe my
Yeah.
card for 15,000 for a mattress.
Yeah, that's scam.
And they'll
as
tell you, oh, you can just buy one of these for you know how they sell?
well.
They'll play on statistics and they'll ask, when's the last time you changed your mattress? Then you think, 10 years? Okay, so you take 15,000, divide by 10 years, it's only
Yeah.
1,005. Divide by 12 months, it's
Yeah,
only like 100 ringgit.
100 ringgit a month.
Don't you want to spend just 100
Yeah.
ringgit on yourself to have a nice, comfortable
Nice,
sleep?
comfortable sleep every
You
night.
divide by
Exactly.
30, it's just 5
couple ringgit here
ringgit
and
a
there.
day for good
Exactly.
night's sleep. Then, like it or not, that logic actually works. Then you're like, oh yeah,
True.
so for 10
It
years,
is true.
Okay lah. Then you get your
is
scam.
true. It is true.
Well, coming back to scratch and win. So scratch and win was the other set of scams that I think it's probably not as common now,
Yeah.
but it still goes on. Now here comes another touchy one. Old folks home scams.
Old folks home scams.
Old folks home
Now, what
scams.
is that?
Now these are the ones where people come by and they ask for donation.
I understand.
For homes, for children's homes, for old folks' home. They'll give you the address. They give you a folder filled with
photos, yes,
and
that's
everything. Yesterday was the champion of home scams. I was pumping petrol
Mm-hmm.
in Shell, and a guy approached me and wanted me to donate money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm a stingy fart, but it's almost 11. I just want to go home. And you're here getting a card. I mean, I have to give you A for effort. But why would you want to disturb me?
Yeah.
But there are people who pay.
Of course, of course.
There are people who
Because-
pay.
So a lot of times, right, there are actually a lot of all these very small time scam artists. They use things like orphanages, old folks' home.
Yep.
They even use religion,
Yes.
right? They will
Yes.
they will use religion.
Yes.
You know,
Donate to the toughest,
yeah,
donate to the church.
donate to church,
donate to the
you know,
temple,
donate temple.
whatever it is,
More
yeah.
often than not, even in the past, a long time ago, people used to get this Myanmar people, put them in a nice Buddhist monk robe, shave them bald, and just with a bowl go around and collecting donations, so
Correct.
called per se.
Correct.
But more often than not, these are actually not monks. They're
Yep.
just regular people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad used to just say, okay, I'll give you food. You have a bowl?
Exactly.
I'll give you food.
Exactly.
I'll give you food.
Exactly.
And that's the same. If they come up to me and I'm having my lunch,
I'll buy you food.
I'll buy you food. I'm happy to buy you
Sit down
food.
and
In fact,
buy food.
I'm happy to buy you one more so that you can pack and go on your way.
Exactly.
But they never want that.
Yes.
It's
that's
cash.
right.
Cash is
That's
king
right.
for these scammers, you know. So again, guys, girls, if people do approach you, I know these are small time petty ones, but if they are hungry, feed them. Feed them. You know. Of course, I'd rather teach them to go and do something for themselves, but
Yeah.
I don't know them, so just feed them rather than give them the money.
Yeah, because it might seem like something small to you. I'm just giving him a couple of ringgit here and there. Yeah, but that actually enforces the behavior. Then from a small scam, eventually there'll be a big time scammer. All right. So even if they're just kids,
Yeah.
and even by giving them money, the kids will think, you know what, I don't have to work a single day in my life. I just need to come up with a brilliant plan to scam these guys out of the money.
Correct.
And as they get older and as they get smarter, then the scams get more elaborate.
Correct. Get way much more elaborate.
Yeah.
Now moving on to the elaborate scams, and this is the one that hits quite a lot of us during this age. Investment scams.
That
I
one is
tell
a
you,
lot.
That is amazing. And let's start with a simple one: Forex. Now there'll be people who will be promising you with sky high returns. They'll show you the charts. They'll show you
20%, 30%
20%, 30%, not a year, in a
a
month.
month. Oh my god, that's
In a
impossible.
month. And they'll show you that and everything. It's just a chart, guys and girls. It's just a chart. Please don't fall for that. And this happened to a friend of mine. So he did investment,
Mm-hmm.
and he started to get people to invest with him to do the forex thing.
Okay.
And I'll tell you how he got cheated through his own scam. So he was doing good numbers, and then he did a short call. That means he's supposed to sell, and then because it was downtrend, so he wants to hit a certain number and then sell it and then cash it out.
Yeah.
There was a computer glitch, and it didn't sell.
Okay. So wait, coming back to it, so it was actually a proper investment.
Well,
Was it a proper investment?
if it was proper, it would never have a computer glitch.
True.
Pinky.
Understand.
There's no such thing as a
Understandable.
computer glitch. So he was already scammed through that. He took time. So they gave him time to build trust, build his portfolio, and then the company just gave him a glitch, and he lost everything. And that's 20,000 USD.
Oh wow.
20,000 USD.
Yeah.
Then they played the good person's card. They said, because it was a glitch, we're gonna give you back 5,000,
Okay.
but you still owe the company
Yeah.
15.
15,000 then.
Now he either needs to work his ass off to build back the 15 or not. And the worst part was when I asked him, "Have you ever cashed out your investment before?" He said he tried once, but they gave him some excuse, so he continued investing. That's another thing, that investment scam. You are going to get scammed. Forex, like it or not, if it's not governed by, if it's not approved by Bank Negara, you have no insurance.
Yes.
You
that's
do it
right.
fully on your own risk. If it works out, great. But if the moment they glitch you, you can't claim a single cent. You can't complain. You go into the newspaper, it's just gossip for us to read and
Yeah,
smile at you
exactly.
and shake our heads. But you cannot claim anything. PIDM does not guarantee you if it's not approved by
That's true.
Bank Negara.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Gold scams.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
have you
lot
heard
of
of
them.
it?
Yeah, I actually have a friend who actually invested with this very famous gold scam.
Which one was it?
It was the Geneva gold scam. So he called me up one day, say, "Hi, Inky." So every time he does investment, he usually gives me a call. So it was many years ago. So he called me up, say, "Hey, Inky, I bought this gold. It's Geneva gold. Yeah, I bought it, and they're promising me a 30% return by the end of the year." And then I said, whoa, hold on. What do you mean they're promising you? Oh, yeah, it's guaranteed return. I told him one thing. Well, in the world of investment, there's no such thing as guaranteed.
Guarantee. No such
The
thing.
moment they use the word guaranteed,
Yeah.
straight away it raised red flags.
Yes.
And then it's 30% a year. I was like, my God. See, no, but it's real. They allow me to hold the gold bar, but then I asked, did you keep the gold bar? No. They actually took it back. Then I asked him, when is the contract mature? Oh, in about 6 months' time. All right. In 6 months' time, you cash out. Take out all your money.
Yep.
They will try the best to ask you to keep your money and invest more.
Correct.
Say no, say you are broke and whatever not. Take it out.
Did he?
Luckily, he invested 10,000. He
Alright.
took everything out. He made a 30%. So he took 3,000 whole.
Fantastic.
Within 3 months, Geneva was shut down by Bank Negara.
Yes.
So
He's lucky.
he was lucky.
You
even
advise him
till
well.
today, right? Even till today,
You
and
advise
it's
him well.
more than about close to 7 or 8 years
Yes.
already since that happened.
Yes.
Every time I meet him, I will always constantly remind him. Say, you
Yes.
know what? You remember every time he makes an investment, I say, you know what? It sounds fishy to me. Remember the time I saved your butt. I
Yes.
saved you 10,000 from the Geneva gold scam. And I said, yeah, I remember that. Then usually then he'll rethink his investment portfolio again.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Most people are gamblers.
Yes, they are.
So for them, is I got away once.
Yes, I'll try
High
it again.
likelihood I'll get away again before it
Exactly.
crashes.
Exactly.
Now that I know the modus
Yes.
operandi, I'm a step ahead.
Yes, I'll go in early.
I would be able to quit earlier before they try
Exactly.
to scam me. That's just the nature of people.
Exactly.
And it also happened. The other one that was very famous about close to about 10 years back, Buluh Mas.
Oh, yes.
Buluh Mas was very famous among the Malay crowd. This one, they use taxis.
Oh, okay.
Taxis. So I'm not sure whether it's the same. There's so many. Buluh Mas could be gold, but there's one more that uses taxis. So
Okay.
they said if you invest 5,000 ringgit, you own 1/6 of a taxi,
Okay.
because taxis were about
Yes.
30,000
Yes,
plus
yes,
the
yes.
Iswara and everything. and then they will drive, then they will generate the returns, then they'll pump it back to you. Same thing, you get your 30%, 40% return. Contract is about 12 or 14 months around there, just crosses a year, and you get a sizable return. And most people, when they do one cycle, they will double up the next round. They will take, so let's say if you earn 5,000, you will actually almost double up after 13 months. So after 13, 14 months, you have from 5 become 10. Then you put back the 10, thinking the next round you get back 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you put it back, you get 40. I mean, it's fantastic return. But it will just take one split second for them to shut down.
Yeah.
And you have 0.0. And these are all called Ponzi schemes.
Yeah, they're all Ponzi schemes.
Ponzi. If you don't believe, just go and search Ponzi schemes. You don't really want to be in the end of it. You might, if you're really smart, you want to be in the beginning of it and play around with it. But again, why risk something that you have zero control, because it's not up to you when the Ponzi ends.
Exactly. And a lot of times the modus operandi is very simple. They come and ask you.
Yep.
You can be your own boss.
Yes.
You know,
Financial
this is for
freedom.
That is a
Financial
scam word,
freedom.
right?
The word financial
Anyone that tells you
Yeah.
that you can achieve financial freedom, he is a scam artist.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as financial freedom.
Correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you,
You have to
there's
work.
zero
You
as
really
financial
have to
interest, financial freedom. Because the more wealthier you get, right, the more commitments you have, right?
Yes.
So there's no such thing as financial freedom. So
Yes.
anyone that tells you there's financial freedom, they're scamming you.
Yes.
So where was I going again? Okay, so basically what they do is they will tell you, they will give you amazing returns. They will say that, you know what, with just a small amount of money, you can be your own boss. You have financial freedom, and you have a say in how the whole thing is run. But actually, you don't have a say.
Correct.
You don't have a say. And if the business does go belly up, you have zero.
There's nothing for you to fall back on.
You have no shares.
Correct.
There's no shares of the. Of
You don't
company.
own anything.
Yes, exactly.
You don't even own when they liquidate the company and give you back some pittance return. Nothing. You have nothing.
Exactly.
Now, what's a simple rule to follow if people want to talk about investment and returns? Let's say low case scenario of a conservative return. How would you peg it against?
I would say if you are looking at conservative returns, something just slightly above inflation values or inflation rates. You know, Malaysian inflation rates is roughly about 4%, 4.5%.
So if you beat 4%, you're doing all right.
Yeah, if you beat 4%, you're breaking even. But so a lot of times, even let's say like if you really don't know what to invest, just put your money into EPF. They give you 6% return.
Correct.
It's 2%. It's 2% above
still beat
inflation
it.
rate. You're
Yeah.
still beating the inflation rate.
FD makes you just
FD
not really. It's below inflation rate.
It's below inflation rate.
Below
So
inflation
of course, anything that is good, you know, gives you maybe an 8 to 10% return.
Correct.
If you get a 10% return, it's actually very good. If you get more than that, like a 12, maybe a 15% return, you are actually looking at the rates that hedge funds are actually doing. You know, people like Warren Buffett and all, they are getting a 15% return, and these are the world's best
savvy
hedge fund, most
investors.
savviest hedge fund investors. They're
Yep.
getting a 15%.
Yep.
Now, anything above that for me is a scam.
It's a
Anything
risk.
above it, it's a
It's a
scam.
risk. It's a huge risk.
Yeah, even if the world's best hedge fund investors can only get you a 12 to 15%,
Correct.
how can these people get you more?
Correct. I mean, there will be ups, there will be
Of course,
downs.
of
You know,
course,
you'll have
definitely.
a good run here, a good run there, but don't ever take it as a guarantee. All right. If they said we should be able to hit your 10 to 12, but it hits 40, that's your bonus.
Oh yeah,
That's your bonus.
Exactly.
Be happy. But
exactly.
but there'll be law of average. You know,
Yeah.
it goes up, it goes down.
Goes down.
There's a very interesting compounded interest rule, the 7-10 rule. Do you know what's the 7-10 rule?
No, I don't know.
So
Please.
the 7-10 rule of compounded interest means if you save somewhere whereby they give you a compounded 7%, right, and you leave it there. So let's say you put in 100,000 at 7% compounded interest, in 10 years it doubles up.
Yeah.
Same way, if it was a 10% compounded, in 7 years it doubles up. So if you really don't know what else to do, look for something whereby it
compound
compounds
interest.
between 7 to 10%.
Exactly.
And you know in the next 7 to 10 years, it doubles up by itself. And that's
Yep.
not you adding a single cent in. If you add in, of course, it compounds
of
even
course.
more, way
Yes.
much faster than that.
Yes.
What are the investment scams? You know?
Well, there are plenty. There are real estate investment scams.
Oh,
Same thing as well.
yes,
Same thing
yes,
as well.
yes,
They say,
yes.
you know what?
That one was my
Oh,
dad.
yeah.
My dad got scammed in that.
Really? Okay.
This
please
was
let us know.
the Walton Group. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Right. So the Walton Group, what they do is they buy soon to be developed areas. So kind of like saying, okay, this is KL. KL is very developed. We are not looking at Nilai. We are looking beyond Nilai.
Okay.
All right. And we're looking at a 10 to 15 year plan that KL will grow so fast that it will reach that point and it will accelerate. We project that maybe a highway will cut through there or a new shopping mall will go through there, and therefore it will boom that area.
Okay.
So you buy at low prices today to hedge it for the next 10 to 15 years. So my dad and his friend did invest in one. I can't remember, was it in the US or in the UK, but I had my doubts, so I didn't go in. And my dad is stuck until today. He and his friends, they're stuck. And the worst part about this whole thing is that you can sell and recover your losses, but 50% of investors must agree to it.
Okay.
You don't hit that 50% mark,
Then
you can't
sell.
You can't sell. And if it just so happened 51% of them had holding power who don't care about their money anymore, you are screwed. You are screwed. And that's probably one of the easiest investment schemes to fall for. The promise of future things that you can't realize. And they like to do things whereby it's far away.
Yep, definitely.
The further the better, because then it doesn't make sense for you to go all the way there just to check on
it
your
out.
investment.
Yes, exactly. So something happened to a family friend of mine as well. Not overseas, but local. So again, it was a plot of land in Ululangan. All right,
not that far.
So it wasn't that far, but bear in mind this was 10 years ago. So at the time, it was still pretty far from KL, and it's of course one of the interiors. And this person actually approached my dad's friend and said, you know what, we have this plot of land, right? This is huge, a couple of acres. You know, if you buy it now for this price, I'm sure in 10 years when development arrives there, it will be double to triple. You can just keep the land there. So of course my dad's friend was a pretty savvy investor. He actually asked, are you the owner? Yeah, I'm the owner. Can you show me the land grant? And amazingly, he could produce a land grant.
Wow.
He said that he was the owner.
All right.
So, believing in everything, you have the land grant all in front of you, paperwork done, go through lawyers, and he paid up. He paid a couple of million. Then after that,
a couple of million.
Yeah, a couple of million. For it was a pretty large plot of land.
Wow.
I think a couple of 4 or 5 million
Wow.
cash.
Okay.
All right, because land you can't really get loans for it, so you pay up cash. Then after that, then he left the land there. Then one day he decided to inspect the land. He drove up to the land and he found out that there was a building on the land. Right, it was a small mini warehouse.
All right.
And he thought to himself, I thought the land was
Empty,
vacant.
vacant.
He went up to the person and said, hey, why are you here? This is my land. And then the person looked at him with blank eyes and said, no, this belongs to my boss. We have a warehouse here to keep heavy machineries. We've been doing this here for many years really. And he found it odd. So he got that person's boss's number, called the boss up. Yeah, this is my land. I've held it for like 20 over years really. You know, it's we've never sold it. And he found it odd. So he went to the land office, and lo and behold, there was a duplicate.
Wow.
So this person that scammed him managed somehow or rather to
people in good places.
Had someone in good places to actually duplicate the land grants. So of course he wanted to then coincidentally, the person that scammed him was a lawyer. So he did up all the paperwork.
Yes.
So he wanted to approach this particular lawyer. However, he thought to himself, well, this lawyer does have a reputation. I will not go up to him because for the fear of my life. So luckily he didn't go up to him, because a year later, this lawyer was actually jailed, and I think they've already passed a sentence for death penalty. What happened was he actually, it was a big case in Banting.
Yes, the Banting
He actually
case.
caught, so he scammed other people as well.
Yes.
And when people came up to his house to investigate, he actually caught a couple of bank officers,
Mm-hmm.
and as well as some owner of a skincare company,
Yes.
and actually killed them,
Yes.
slaughtered them, and
Yes.
dumped their bodies into the river.
Yes. No, they burned them first.
No, burn them first. Yes, they burned
It
the
was
body.
ashes that was
Yes.
dumped into the river.
Yes, they burned the body and dumped it in the river. And then, the moment the next day this thing hit the news cycle, this friend of my dad's called my friend up. He said, "You know what? A year ago I was scammed by him. I wanted to go to his house. I could have been that person
Correct.
who was killed."
Correct. So, land scams, be very careful. You know, it's tempting, but you gotta do your homework. You really have to do your homework, and especially when the offer is too good to be true.
Yes,
It's usually not true.
yeah,
Really not true. Land scams are very tricky, and inheritance is also a very sticky thing. So again, for those who are listening in, and if you're at the age whereby you have inheritance that you want to pass it down to people, please get it settled early. Do you know how sticky it is?
No, I have no idea.
You have no idea, right? So if you thought inheritance is a simple thing, so say like, let's say if your dad's got a plot of land or has just the family home, and he wants to give it to you, and the other family home give to your sister, and that's it. Straightforward. So when I die, you guys take it over, and that's it. Not that easy.
Okay, why?
When he dies, then you need to get a grant of probate,
Okay,
which means then you need to get a guarantor,
okay,
and the guarantor must have liquidable assets to the sum of the home that your dad wants to transfer.
really?
Yes.
So if your if you can't find a guarantor with the liquidate assets of the sum of the home, then what's gonna happen?
Then the home just stays there under amanah raya,
Alamak.
and I think after 10 years, nobody claims. It becomes government property.
Oh,
And
yikes.
hence you see a lot of abandoned projects
Yes.
everywhere,
Yes.
like where W Hotel used to be.
Okay.
That was known as Bog House. A beautiful structure. I wish they never tore it down because my school was just down the road. So the family inheritance was never settled, and the price of property shot up so high, nobody claimed it. They
Yeah.
couldn't transfer. After 10 years, gone and sold. And
Then the
now it's
government took
W
over.
Hotel. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. No wonder there's so many so-called abandoned bungalows in KL.
Mainly because everyone thought it's just going to be handed down. But then Amanah Raya wants you to put a guarantor. The whole function of the guarantor, I thought it was kind of silly. Then when I examine again, it makes sense. The guarantor just has to make sure that whoever settles it will not cheat each other. And if get cheated, this guarantor's
Have
asset
to
will then be
liquidated.
liquidated and given to
cover
the
it.
rightful inheritors.
So basically, if the asset is really expensive, no one in their right mind wants to be guarantor then.
Correct. No one in their right mind will guarantor you, because if shit hits the fan, they have to liquidate
exactly.
their asset to give it to you. No one's gonna give it to you. So those of you who have and you want to do it, you have only two ways to do. Number one, you set up a trust. So the trust means that all your asset goes into this trustee, which usually is a bank.
Yep.
So the land ownership is the bank. When you die, the bank just transfer it because the bank has money anyway.
Yes, that's right.
Second thing is you transfer before everything
right.
else is done. So that's the
right.
easiest way. It's a gift. Just give it to whoever you want, and that's it. Finish. Full stop. Don't leave it and wait for the land title, and then you look at the will, and then your whole process starts. It's sticky. It's messy.
So what kind of scams you have from all this inheritance?
Inheritance would be usually lawyers. Lawyers. It's the same thing as what happened. One of my very close friend got scammed. So when they got scammed, it was said that their property title will be transferred, and it's a 30-40 page document,
Yeah, you're not going to read every single word.
and especially if it's a family friend lawyer
Yeah.
or the one who died, their close friend who was a lawyer, and it happens. So this was my friend's late father's close friend who was the lawyer who was helping them. So he did all the transfer title, everything. They just sign off everything, and now when they want to claim it back, somewhere in the clause states that transfer was to him,
Was to the lawyer.
and they sign off.
Yikes.
And they sign off. So whether the documents were double copy, something was in, out, whatever it is, now the problem. And then During that time, when they started to do the court battle, her late mother was showing signs of aging senile. Cannot remember. And it's terrible because now no one can fight for it, and he gets hanged there.
Yep.
And you just stand a chance to be scammed out from
Yep.
your life inheritance. You thought you're gonna, at least have something to your parents' legacy gave it down to you, and you can make something good out of it, and there's nothing you can do, and you just have to suck it up. So family people, it's a very big responsibility, and we're not saying that those people who are old, even yourself, myself and yourself, we're at the age whereby anything is going to happen. Tomorrow anything can happen.
Exactly.
A lot of people are afraid of flying, but statistics shows that flights have got less risk of dying compared to in a car or in a bus. So no matter where you are, you got to be prepared, and if you're not prepared for it, there is a risk that you're going to get scammed through all these kind of investments, or even through your own family, friends, and lawyers. Well, so these are some of the lists of scams that we are trying to uncover and to share with you guys, the different kinds of risks and how to mitigate them, or how to spot red flags.
Yes.
At the end of it, if you're not sure, always, don't call us, because we don't.
We're
not the
call me.
experts.
Don't call me.
Don't call us. You may send us an email, but if we reply, great. But if you don't reply, it's,
don't call me.
We're just here to talk to you. Yeah, but you have to do your research. You have to be able to spot red flags.
Yes,
Anything that's too good to be true is usually untrue.
Yes, exactly.
And I think I'll just sign off with one final scam that kind of ruined some of my friends' relationship, and that was the whole Bitcoin.
Oh, Bitcoin, yeah.
Bitcoin
Scam
mining.
and a half, man. That one.
Oh, that was a
You
scam
can
of
smell it from a mile away.
scam of the last decade. So people spend a lot of money to mine something that's virtually not there.
Yes,
I could never understand it.
Yes, same thing as well. I could never understand. No, I understood cryptocurrency.
Yes.
I understood the technology behind
understand that.
cryptocurrency.
I understand the use of it.
However, cryptocurrency itself is a scam. The moment I realized it was a scam was because you could just create your own.
Yes.
Do you know that you can create your own cryptocurrency from out of
Out of
nowhere?
just like that.
Yeah, you can
You
just
have
get
a
a
new
programmer,
currency.
sit down, you program something, and you create your own cryptocurrency.
Cryptocurrency is as good as loyalty points.
Yes, exactly.
Today we say, okay, your $1 gets 1 point. But now I call it a coin rather than a point.
Exactly.
Right? 1 ringgit gets you 1 coin. We're going to call it the Inky Ali coin.
Exactly. You can call it the two dogs
The
coin.
2 dogs coin.
Yeah, the two dogs
right?
coin.
Next week, we said for the first 1,000 subscriber who subscribe to it, your 1 ringgit per coin, now your 1 coin is worth 10 ringgit.
Exactly.
It somehow shot up. You call the shots. There's no science, there's no logic behind it.
And of course, the cryptocurrency supporters will say, "Oh, it's decentralized, and you know what? All these big institutions, these banks cannot control it. It's a big Actually, there's a reason why it's controlled. There's a reason why Bank Negara wants to control this financial institution so that you don't get scammed.
Don't get scammed, man.
You don't get scammed. And now, after all the Bitcoin thing has died off, people have lost life savings, lost their money,
lost friends,
lost friends,
family.
exactly.
And it's crazy. I think it was in the news a couple of days ago. TNB caught people stealing electricity over a couple of years worth, and they've used up about 2.6 million worth of electricity to mine Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, because all these Bitcoin rigs actually take a lot of energy.
Electricity,
Yeah, they take a lot of energy, and then they usually run them 24 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, I can understand if you invested money to mine for gold, real gold,
Actual gold.
You dig
Actual
physical
gold.
physical
You can actually
tanah.
hold it.
You get
actually
tanah.
hold it something like this.
So then you get gold nuggets and you can hold it. I fully support that.
Yeah.
I fully support tin mining, biji timah, whatever, doesn't matter. Even if you want to do rare earth, please don't pollute my country. But if you want to do it, go ahead.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
But it's physical.
Yes.
Bitcoin currency mining, I could never for the life of me understand what is this calculation that dig, 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 dig,
Yeah,
dig, 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 dig,
And,
and suddenly,
and,
you have a coin.
and going back to that gold scam that my friend fell for,
Yep.
he actually approached me 2 years ago, or 2 or 3 years ago, and he said, you know what, my friend wants to sell this Bitcoin mining rig. It's like, God knows how much. I think it was like 15,000, something
Yep.
like that. He said it's 15,000, and apparently I can make it back in 2 years. Should I buy it? I said no. I said please
Don't think
please
about it.
buy
Don't think about
so,
it.
So probably, you see, and so the funny thing struck me was the same guy who fell for the gold scam is now falling for the Bitcoin scam.
Right.
So maybe it's just the people's personality. Oh, I would say personality. I would say greed. I would say
Yes.
this is more greed. You know,
Yes.
people's greed. When people tend to fall, there are certain people who are greedy, who want to make quick buck, who tend to fall for these scams more than other people.
Yes. There's no such thing as a get rich quick
it
scheme,
is
no matter how elaborate it sounds.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
you cannot just say I'm going to put this money in and I don't want to think about it, and it will create 100% return over the next 14 months without doing anything. Someone's got to give.
Yes.
More often than not, it's you who's going to lose. So don't jump into things that sounds just too good to be true, you know, unless it's real physical work that you're going to do and it's got exorbitant returns. For example, agriculture. So do you remember when Pak Lah was Prime Minister?
Okay.
And he says the way forward in this world is to go agriculture. And everybody laughed at him.
Yeah.
But today, fish agriculture, poultry agriculture, any form of agriculture, you must
Of course.
feed
Yeah.
hungry people.
Of course.
But you got to put in the hard work.
Of course.
But you put in the hard work, and if you own a farm, today you'll be laughing your ass
Oh,
off.
of course. You look at all these Musang King farmers. They are laughing their way
They're
to the
laughing
bank,
their way
man.
to the banks. Right or wrong, on not their property, they're still laughing their way to the banks because they did agriculture.
Yes.
Pak Lah should be very proud that somebody listened to him for 10 years ago, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And agriculture is not easy because you need to plant the tree now, and it
And you
doesn't
wait.
bear fruit for years.
Correct. You wait.
Yeah, you need to wait.
You wait it out.
Yeah.
But that's effort. It's effort. You still have to look after it.
Yes.
I mean, Malaysia's richest tycoon was Sugar King.
Mm.
Sugar is agriculture.
Yep.
It didn't fall from the sky.
Yeah, exactly. Even some of the largest conglomerates in Malaysia, something people like Sime Darby,
Yes.
yep, they still ride
That's
on
agriculture. Yeah, that's agriculture.
Yeah, it's still palm oil. It's still agriculture that actually makes most of the cash for them.
Correct. So we're gonna sign off now. But take home message: too good to be true. It's usually untrue.
It's likely a scam.
Look for red flags.
Yes.
Okay, if love scams are coming up, do a quick profile check. You know, and if they're too pretty, they're usually fake.
Yeah.
Nobody in their right mind wants to take off their clothes for you in 30 seconds or in 10 messages say they want to take off their clothes with you. Please, no. If you don't go up to a stranger and want to take off your clothes in the next 10 lines of conversation, no one in their right mind will do it for you
Yes,
either, okay?
exactly. So when in doubt, always double check and triple check.
Yeah, and if in
Always.
doubt, just don't do it. That's the easiest way, okay? Right, so this is Dr. Ali and,
And
Dr.
this is
Ing.
Dr. Inky.
We are signing off from Two Dogs.
All right, let's see you next time.
And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye bye.